Hiya, thank you for joining me. I wanted to do another video on the beer in a bag setup that I use. I've done a couple of videos before, one or two rough and ready videos, but it's been in the bar, in the dark really. I haven't had any proper light in there, so I wanted to go through step by step a single video just dedicated to beer in a bag in your pub, shed, garden, bar. Many of you got bars and sheds and are trying to convert sheds into little pubs down your garden. Many of you want to get beers pulled through a pump down your garden bar, and I don't blame you for that. I did the same. You got two options really. You got the kegs and real ales, or you can go for your lager setup. Your lager setup is out of my area. I do like a lager, but you got to get the chiller units and bits and bobs. It's a whole new ball game, to be honest with you. What I've done is a basic setup, pulling beer through a pump, which is like a real ale or a stout or whatever that your local brewer's doing. The last couple of years these microbrewers are popping up everywhere and they do some great beers, so you want to get down to one of them and try them out, and you might get a few free gifts. So first of all, this is what you need: beer engine or hand pull. This one's made by Masons, which is a popular make. There's a Masons website that do spares for these. If you watch my other videos, you'll see spare cylinders, spare seals, spare spouts, spare handles, spare everything. It's quite a well-known make and really real quality. It weighs a ton. So I brought the camera in a bit closer now so you can see what I'm talking about. So there you go, there's the adapter. That's the adapter. Now, and there's the filter, pop filter, which is for another type of system. It's for kegs, but you can put that filter on there. So added little extra, you don't have to use it, added little extra, stop sediment getting through your line. That's your line. Now, I've got here a digital caliper, a vernier, so I can give you all the sizes. So basically, just so you're aware, that adapter there goes onto the end of the beer engine. The outside of that's rated edge is 12.8mm. That's 12.8. My pipe inside diameter, internal diameter, it says it's 12.5. So next up, the line goes from your beer engine. Cut it to the length you want. So cut your line to the length you want. Now, some people go straight through to the beer in a bag. Some people go to a non-return valve. I've been using, now I bought two of these, and I'll put a link below. This is what I call a non-return on-demand valve, and I'll give you the link because you also need this spigot as well, this piece here added on. Again, that's a nice fit for your pipe. Okay, non-return valve means the beer will be pulled through to the beer engine, out into your pint glass, hopefully. It won't flow back and go back into your lines. It won't go back into the beer in the bag. On demand valve means it'll only flow through on demand when you pull the handle. So that's handy if you've got the beer up higher. It won't flow down through into your pump. So it does two things: stops it flowing back through, also stops it flowing from the bag without any demand. It'll only flow through if you pull the handle. So I've been using these. If you're going to get a valve, you might as well get this one. Non-return and on-demand valve. And you've got screw holes there so you can fit that under your bar. Inlet, outlet, and they're both the same. Once you put that spigot on there, they're both the same size. So I can't remember which way around it is now, to be honest with you. It does say on there. Well, one's in and one's out. Your out goes obviously to your beer engine. To that. To the non-return valve. From the valve, beer in a bag. Now, beer in a bag, you get two types of taps on the beer in a bags. What beer in a bag is, it's a plastic bag within a box, so they call it beer in a bag in a box. A lot of these microbrewers do them at the moment, and they're brilliant. I think 15, 18 pinters, and you get a bigger one. The only one I've ever had is this 15, 18 pinter, which has gone and bought. This is an empty one. So you get two types of taps. You get the normal push tap, which is not as popular, but then you get what's called a Vitop connector, and I've not used that yet. That connects on top, screws down, The ones I've been getting lately from my brewery, a lot of them do, is this type. It's just a basic tap. Now what I tend to do, it's a little bit loose. I put a Jubilee clip on the end of the hose onto that. Now that's a little bit loose, but what I do, I tend to tighten that up, turn the tap on a little bit, tighten it up, turn the tap on, tighten it up, turn the tap on, because it will start leaking a little bit. You have to have the tap. Obviously if it's too tight, you can't undo the tap. You want to keep this nice and cool and chilled. So in your pub, you need an old fridge. Hunt around on eBay or ask some friends, neighbours, etc. for an old fridge. And I've got 2 fridges in my bar. I've got one fridge just for beers, bottles of beers, cans of beers, etc. Another fridge which is just for these. Now that fridge, don't quote me on this, but most fridges are, I think, aluminium outside, thin aluminium, inside's plastic, and the insulation is just polystyrene. Stay away from your light if you've got a light inside the fridge. Your back of your fridge is all your gas and electric, stay away from there. But in the side, obviously unplug it first. In the side, you should be able to put a hole straight through that diameter without touching anything near the front. It's pretty clear down the sides. A common spade bit, what they call a spade bit, should go straight through the side, easy, nice and soft. And then you pass your line through, connect to your beer in the bag. So that's that. So you got your beer in a bag, your beer line, hop filters if you need a little filter, not a bad little extra, non-return on-demand valve, adapter that goes at the back of your beer engine, and of course your beer engine. Now one last thing, I bought some line cleaner. I'll put a link, all the links will be below. I bought some line cleaner for mine. Stupidly, I left this beer in the bag on, and I left it on the pump the last time I used this, which was quite a little while ago actually, and there's a little bit of beer left at the bottom of it, sediment. I've left some in the line. I'll probably recommend what you do when you finish your beer off, take it off, get a bucket. I've got a clean bucket, just use one clean bucket for your beer cleaning. What I should have done is really took this beer off, put clean water through and pour clean water through, done. I've got some line cleaner to stop the bacteria, but it's a chemical, so you want to be wary of the line cleaner. But because I left some beer in there, I've just got rid of it. I've used this line cleaner. Again, I'll put a link below to it, but use this with caution. You're meant to use test strips and all that. Use this with caution. What I did, I diluted it down with water, pulled this through, and I'll show you now what I got. So what I did, I pulled the pint through first. I took the beer in the bag off the hose, pulled the hose out of the fridge, put the hose in some water diluted with the line cleaner, pulled it through, cleared all the beer out. That's what came out, all the old manky stuff that was left in there. I shouldn't have left that in there, to be fair. Don't leave that in there. They've actually changed colour then. They pulled a couple more pints through. They were initially purple, they've changed colour now. So what I did, I pulled, I think, 4 pints through. Purple, it slowly changed colour. Threw it all away, threw all this away. Got some clean water, poured a bucket of clean water through. More clean water, another bucket of clean water. Just keep pulling it through until it runs lovely and clear. When you got clear water coming through, you know you're okay. Hopefully. So that's that. Old fridge, holding the side. Line. Filters if you want. Non-return on-demand valve. Adapter. And the beer engine. And you're good to go. I put one on earlier, so I've just been to the shop and got one. Support your local brewers, by the way, the micro brewers, because if you pop in the actual shops, they do sometimes give you a few giveaways and beer towels, etc. So what I'm going to do now, just put one on. I'll pull it through and see what we've got and have a nice pint, hopefully. What I do as well, by the way, use an offcut of this hose, cut a piece off. You put that in the fridge, and then you put a piece of hose just behind it to jack it up slightly. And then the sediment settles down at the front. Turn the Jubilee clip on, like I said, turn the tap on, keep tightening up, tighten up. Check for leaks, because I've had a couple of leaks before at the front, through no fault of the beer in the bag, through my fault not tying it up properly. So let's pop in the bar now. I've got one connected up I did earlier. Pull a little bit through, see what we've got. Hopefully, second pint through should be a nice drop of beer. Right, let's go and try it out. So one thing outside I forgot to mention when I was going through the bits and pieces that you could do with sparkler. The little plastic bit that sits on the end of the swan neck with the holes in puts a little bit of air into your beer, gives it a nice bit of a head. So we'll screw that on the swan neck. This is a different pump, by the way, the beer engine. This is my one from out. This I use connected up. The other one's not connected up yet. I've got it ready, but there you go. And if you support your local breweries, they normally sell bits and bobs, beer mats, beer towels, glasses. So this is one of the glasses from my local. So let's pour this out and have a go. Listen to that. Cool. Right. We won't drink that one. That's the first one out. I'll whack a flake in that later on. What I'll do, I'll let that settle. That will settle down, and that'll be drinkable, we hope. And now that's pulled through. Let's try another one. Very gassy, very heady at the moment. Let's take that sparkler off, see what we've got. Right, I'll put the sparkler back on because I love the sound of it, to be honest with you. Apparently Northerners love a heady beer. Proper pint. Let's top that up. Let it settle. It's like being down my local pub, letting it settle. You've got to wait for real beer here, you know. That's lovely, look, that's proper. Little tip for you, a little trick I discovered earlier when I was fitting the kitchen, my parents' kitchen, my mum's kitchen plinth or kickboard or whatever you want to call it. You know the little clips? Every man when he fits a kitchen, you have a few bits of leftovers. There you go. I was fitting a kickboard plinth on my mum's kitchen the other day, and I saw these clips. I thought, you know what? I recognise that. That could be handy. What do you reckon? A little bit small, but I reckon. On there. Look at that. So. Get one of these from your local breweries. Bit of double-sided or glue, and that clips onto there. A little bit tight, but they work. They actually work. Look, sorted. Obviously, I haven't got any glue, so I won't do that. There you go. Plinth kickboard clip. Pump clip. Perfect. Right, let's try this beer. It's a proper pint out of a pump. Tell you what, Oh, that's all right. Well, it's a bit heady the first few, but now look what you made me do. I got 3 of them. They settled down nicely. Didn't take long to settle down. Lovely drop of beer. Now, someone's got to drink these. I suppose it'll have to be me. So much better out of the pump. That is lovely. Lovely drop of beer, that. So that, people, is how you connect up your beer in a bag to your beer engine. Simple setup, old fridge, beer engine. Most expensive thing is a beer engine, I suppose. If you get one cheap for somewhere, clean it out. Non-return valve, line, and a few Jubilee clips. I'll let that beer settle. I only put it on earlier. I should have let it settle, really, because you meant to let the sediment settle down and that. But for demonstration purposes, unfortunately, I had to pour these beers and try them out. Now, unfortunately, I've got to sit here and drink these, or stand and drink these. I'm going to have a bag of pork scratchings, I think. So a little... I've run out of nuts, but I've got a bag of pork scratchings. I've got my real ale. It's like being down a pub. But it's cheaper. Support your local breweries, your micro brewers, local brewers. Support your pork scratching shops. For sake of this demonstration video, I've now got these 3 beers to drink. I'll be fine, I'll manage it, don't you worry about me. I've got my pork scratchings, I'm down my bar in the garden, the lights are on, I've got TV heaters, bit of music. What more do you want? Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe for more of the same. Cheers.